Hey New Warriors, in this video I'll be briefly showcasing the team of Chizuru, Yuki, and Hugo, alongside their save data, why I've chosen specific cards, and wrapping things up with my overall thoughts of the team. That being said, let's get started. So in this section, I'll be quickly going over how the team operates. And just to preface this, this is not a damage showcase, so if you're looking for high damage numbers, this is not the video for you. This is more of a demonstration to provide context as to how the build operates, so that way newer players can therefore utilize the build more effectively. That being said, let's jump in. So the main goal of this build is to build value, and we're using the Great Rift as an example just because this is a new mode, and Yuki is really good in this mode as it helps to eliminate all the all the multi-targets, therefore allow Chizuru to focus on the more single target offense. So I'll be utilizing Tsukiyomi here just to add value to the Shadow Moon Plus. We'll use Circuit Strike here. We're just going to continue to build into the burst method. So remember, as I said before in the previous video, that Chizuru is all about burst potential, and so we want to be utilizing that to our advantage. So we're going to try and clear as much as we possibly can here with Yuki, and then utilizing our Tsukiyomi, again, consistently building value over time. And we're going to also go for more AoE here with her ult. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to get to the point where now we only have the one boss in front of us for us to do a nice degree of damage with our Shadow of the Moon card. So right here, we'll use Trickery Strike. We'll draw here. Rapid Slash. Or actually, we have Iceberg Cleave here again. We'll clear out. And so now again, we're getting very close to that point where we want our Shadow Moon to do some good single target. So for now, we're just going to do some dagger throwing here. Nothing too crazy. After this turn, we should see the effect where everything explodes. And now, at this point, this is really where Chizuru can shine. So we're going to get rid of all of these cards here. All these cards, they just weaken the enemy anyway. So we're not going to worry too much about our damage here. So the main focal point here is to try and get as much burst value as possible through this sequence. Now, we don't have the best of cards for this, as we don't really have all of our Chizuru cards here. We're going to use what we can here. We also still want to build our Will-O-Wisps at the side here. And then we have our Shadow of the Moon card here. So all we're really doing right here is trying to build as much potential value moving into our subsequent turns. Iceberg Cleave again. And this is a rinse and repeat, as you can see. Just a rinse and repeat, building up our damage as we go, and then, as I said, really getting that mileage going for our Shadow of the Moon. And in between, you can throw in some single target to kind of get some extra damage in there. But you want to just try and build up as much as you can, so that way the second round for your secondary team can do some work. Okay, we're going to do Karmic Flames here, just so we can apply more stacks of Wisp here. We're going to go for more Tsukiyomi building here, get our Moon Plus value up. We're going to go for the Shock here. And now we might potentially die here, but again, we can always go for more AoE. And then we're going to go for Shadow Moon Plus here for as much damage as we possibly can. And so now, again, we're still working towards the end of our turns. You want to try and get as low as you possibly can. And of course, we have more AoE clearing. Iceberg Cleave. Tsukiyomi to build up more value again. We're gonna try and get lucky here with an upgrade card. Do we get lucky? Unfortunately, no. So right here, we're just gonna lay off whatever we can. I'm not gonna do too much. We're gonna save our Shadow of the Moon card. I'm just gonna do more single target damage. And here we go again. So we're now at the second round where we can do a little bit more damage. So we're gonna continue to weaken him. And as you can see, it's just a rinse and repeat, trying to get to the second part as quickly as we can. And here we now have some more damage potential. We have Tsukiyomi here. We can go for the Shadow Cleave for more damage. We're gonna do this. Now, of course, you didn't play any Dingo cards here, but of course, in the grand scheme of things, if you really wanted to, you can. Right now, I'm just showcasing, again, the value that you potentially do have. And then we can just rock off with, again, another Moon Slash here. And then go for more value here. So now we're sitting at about 86,000. You can go a bit higher, obviously, but just for the sake of showcase, this is what you can do with this team. And so moving on to the next turn, you'll have a little bit more to work with, and thus adding more merit to your overall score. So that being said, let's move on. In this section, I'll be quickly going over the save data that I used, the potentials, memory fragments, partners, as well as the manifest ego, so that way you know how to build your Chizuru as well as the other respective characters, Yuki and Hugo. Before that, however, quick shout out to today's sponsor, Buff. Now, Buff is a website that you can utilize to top up your favorite game, that being CZN, of course. Log in, and what you can do is you just pick whatever you want, whether you want to top up your battle pass, perhaps you want to go for the monthly package and get some additional crystals to get your rolls ready for the next character. Whatever your choice may be, log into buff.com and save yourself some value, and be sure to use the QR code on screen as well as the link in the description to save yourself some time. That being said, let's get back to the video. So let's start off with our partners. We have Itsuku at E1 at 50/50. Save data wise, we are using the Tsukiyomi 2-hit variant, which is going to give us the additional 2 hits of Shadow of the Moon. But also we have the secondary option that I like to use sometimes, which is the one that gives me 2 Moon Slashes via Oni Hunt. Both of them are very fun to play. All depends on what you're looking for as far as your playstyle, but both are very fun. Now, equipment wise, I wasn't so lucky on my first run with the Tsukiyomi build here, but we have the Mutant Predator Spike here, and then we also have the Magic Infused Sapphire. Then for the second build, we have Obsidian Sword, Assault Gauntlets, as well as Flower of the Dead Souls. Then for potentials, we have 10 out of 10 for both the unique and the basic stats. And then we're working towards the unique stat here, which is going to take some time. It's quite the farm to get all of these potential stones. It's very long. But in any case, that's our potential here. Memory fragments, we're rocking with 2-piece attack, 2-piece crit, and 2-piece Seth Scarab. And as far as substats, you're looking for things like flat attack percent. DOT is not a big issue here. But if you can, crit chance, some ego recovery is nice, therefore you can get your ult up faster. Crit damage is always good. Extra damage, not of any use here. If you can get health, sure, why not? Makes you a bit tankier, but other than that, nothing too crazy. And then the ego, we have E2. Then, with regards to Yuki, we have Lillian as our partner. We have save data here, we're rocking with the double Iceberg Cleave. That therefore gives us more AoE. And then we have Bone Cutter, Fragment of the Empty Void, as well as Quantum Collector. Now the reason why I like Fragment of the Empty Void is because it gives me a chance to actually choose what cards I want in my hand prior to battle. Just gives me more strategy to work with in case I don't get the best possible hand at the beginning. And then potential wise, we have 8 and 8. And then of course, as I mentioned, we're still building into Yuki and our stats. It's quite the farm. So it'll take a while to get there, but when we do, I'll let you know. And then memory fragments, we have the 2-piece attack, 2-piece cursed corpse, and then 2-piece crit damage. Now, this cursed corpse, you can remove this. This is just for me. I was using her on a Tressa comp for testing, but you can swap this out for your Sacred Scarab just for more basic attack damage, and you should be good to go there. And then as I said before, E1 is going to be our Manifest Ego. And then lastly, we have Hugo. And Hugo, we are currently sitting with Rosaria. Then we have our data here, which gives us the Fan of Daggers. This is our AoE. This gives us the Divine Epiphany here. We get more tenacity damage, which is great, because the faster we can break the tenacity meter, then the more damage we can do. And then we have equipment. We have Second Method. We have Titan Combat Suit. And then we have Pasalia's Orb. Potential, 6 and 8. And everything else, again, we have to farm. Memory fragments, we have the 2-piece crit damage, 2-piece attack, and then 2-piece health scarab. And then we have E0 for Hugo. And that's about it for the build stats, or rather the overall characters and their build. If you have any further questions, let me know and leave that in the comments section. If you want to see more build guides, more team demonstrations, educational guides, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, New Warriors, stay strong, keep fighting, and may the force be with you all, always. Until next time, take care.